Today I'll be doing a predictions for 10 games of week 6 of this college football season. So starting with Friday night's game, Michigan State at Oregon. So Oregon's defense was dominant last Saturday against UCLA. UCLA scored only 13 points in the game, and that touchdown wasn't even their defense's fault. Dylan Gabriel threw a pick six, so they really only gave up 6 points uh, in that game. Now I know UCLA is terrible, but Michigan State's offense has not been very good this year either. Now, Michigan State's defense, I think, is decent, and I think it will probably be good enough to keep Oregon from running the score up really high in this game. But Oregon's offense has the best quarterback in the country, Dylan Gabriel, who's been having a great season. And he's got so many playmakers around him where I still think that Oregon is going to score at least in the 30s in this game, and I would be shocked if this isn't a blowout win for Oregon. So I've got Oregon 35, Michigan State at 10, because I don't think that Michigan State's going to be able to score hardly anything in this game against a good Oregon defense and a bad offense for Michigan State. And Michigan State's defense still isn't elite this year. And then Saturday morning, Missouri at Texas A&M. So I do think that this will be a close game. Missouri's defense, I didn't expect to be very good this year, and it doesn't seem to be. But their offense has been a big disappointment so far. Their offense has not looked great, and Texas A&M's defense has been very solid this season, and they've got so much talent on that side of the ball. So I think they'll be able to stop Missouri from scoring a lot in this game. And Texas A&M's quarterback Connor Wayman, I saw as a game time decision to play this Saturday. But I know what when quarterbacks are a game time decision, that almost always means that they're not going to play. So I'm doing this prediction going by that he doesn't play, and I still think that Texas A&M wins this game. I've got Texas A&M 21, Missouri 20, and then next Ole Miss at South Carolina in the afternoon. So Ole Miss, as a fan of them, I'm very concerned about this game after the way Ole Miss played last Saturday against Kentucky, which was so disappointing, and South Carolina seeming to be a lot better this year than last year, and I thought they would be this year. And I know South Carolina is a tough place to play, but if you compare rosters, Ole Miss does have a whole lot more talent on their roster than South Carolina does. Ole Miss still has one of the best rosters in college football this season, and I think that Ole Miss will come into this game very motivated because of what happened last week and play much better than they did last Saturday. I don't think that this will be a blowout, but I've got Ole Miss getting the win at 31-21 over South Carolina. And then also Saturday afternoon, Auburn at Georgia. This I'm pretty sure will be a blowout win for Georgia. So Auburn's offense has been terrible this year. They played their best last Saturday against Oklahoma, but still they only scored 21 points. And their other two Power Four games, they only scored 14 points in each game. So Auburn's offense doesn't stand a chance of being able to put up a lot of points against the Georgia defense that is really good. And Auburn's defense, though, has been very solid this season. So I don't think that Georgia will be able to run the score up really high in this game. But with Georgia being at home and their offense being good, I still think that they're going to score quite a few points in this game. So I've got Georgia 34, Auburn 10, and then Iowa at Ohio State. Iowa's offense does seem to be better than it was last season. Still not great though, and I do know that Iowa has a great defense. But Iowa's offense is still nowhere close to as good as Ohio State's is. Ohio State has one of the best offenses in the country, and Iowa's defense it still isn't as good as Ohio State's defense is. So Iowa doesn't stand a chance in this game at being able to keep up with Ohio State. I think Iowa will be able to slow down Ohio State's offense some in this game, but they're not going to be able to shut them down. And I think Ohio State's defense will be able to keep Iowa from scoring much in this game. I think it'll be a blowout. I've got Ohio State 31, Iowa 10. And then Rutgers at Nebraska. So Nebraska has lost at one game, and Rutgers is undefeated. Both teams have good defenses, and neither team has been very good offensively this year. But still, Nebraska does have a home field advantage, and Nebraska is a tough place to play. And Nebraska has the quarterback advantage with Dylan Raiola. Their offense has been, I think, a little better than Rutgers has this year. So I do think that this will be a very close game, but I'm going with Nebraska 20-17 over Rutgers. And then Alabama at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's offense is better this year, it seems like, and Alabama's defense has taken a step back this season, it seems, after watching them get worn out in the Georgia game. So Vanderbilt may be able to score a little in this game, but they've got no hope of being able to stop the Alabama offense or being able to keep this game close at all. Alabama will win big. I've got Alabama 52, Vanderbilt 20. So then Clemson at Florida State. So I don't know why the spread in this game is only 14 points. Clemson, I think, will easily beat that spread. Florida State is just garbage this year. There's no other way to describe their team. Their defense is bad. Their offense is terrible, like non-existent. They've got terrible line of scrimmage play. They've got one of the worst quarterbacks in the country with DJ Ukulele. He's been a total bust his whole college career after being a five-star in high school. And Clemson's not an elite team, I don't think, this year, but it does seem like they've made improvement offensively this year with Garrett Riley. And Florida State also doesn't have any wide receivers anyway that are any good. And Clemson's defense may not be great this year, but it won't matter in this game because Florida State doesn't have any offense. So I've got Clemson winning this game 48-17 over Florida State. And then Tennessee at Arkansas. So I think Bobby Petrino will have come up with a game plan for Arkansas to be able to score some points on Tennessee. But I don't think that Arkansas will be able to get very many stops on Tennessee's offense. Tennessee is better than Arkansas, I think, both offensively and defensively. And I wouldn't be surprised if this game is close going into the fourth quarter. But I do think that Tennessee will pull away and win by at least a couple of scores. I've got Tennessee 42, Arkansas 27. So then USC at Minnesota Saturday night. So Minnesota, I think, is going to try to do what Michigan did to USC. Run the football a whole bunch and control the clock and keep their defense rested for when they have to go on the field against the explosive and talented USC offense. But I don't think it will end up working for Minnesota in this game. It may work for a while, but I think they will get worn out defensively in this game and end up giving up a lot of points to USC. Minnesota's defense has not looked very good this year, and Minnesota's run game is pretty good, but I don't think it's as good as Michigan's is. So I've got USC winning big, 41-17 over Minnesota. So that will be it with this video. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, and I'll be back.